Action hotspots are a really useful feature and you can use them to control lots of different things. For example, you can change between different slides on your page and you can have the transition be a move in from the right. You can have it flip over, or you could, for example, take an object and you could make it smaller, then bigger. Or you could take an object and you can move it to the left, to the right, or you can move it onto any position on your page. Action hotspots are a really useful feature to use with Oomph, and I think that you'll probably use this feature most once you create in your apps. Firstly, on this page, what I'm going to show you how to do is to change between different pages within an object. So for example, this object that's going to go on the page, it's going to contain 3 different slides, and when I tap on each of these circles, I want to flick between different slides. You could do that just simply so that you could flick between 1, 2 and 3, but what I'm going to show you is to flick between the slides and also to have an effect, a transition, as you're moving from one slide to the next. So we'll start by creating a hotspot where we want our slides to go, and I'm just going to make it transparent, and I'm going to make this 420 by 400. You can call this hotspot whatever you like. I'm going to call mine object 1. You could call it image 1, slides 1. I just put a 1 on the end just in case I want to have multiple objects on one page. I'm going to untick shared hyperlink destination. So that's where our slides are going to appear. I'm now going to give the instruction that when I tap the blue circle, I want it to go to page 1. Now, immediately on the page, it will load with page 1 in here. But for example, if we tap on the green and it goes to page 2, page 2 of the slides, then if we could tap back on blue, we're going to want it to go back to page 1 of the slides. So just do that. Transparent box again. So when you're doing action hotspots, you always start with the word action. And then we do a comma. And now we're going to put an object 1, as that's the name of our hotspot where our slides are going to go. And this is where you give the instruction of what you want to control. If you have a look on documentation, you can see you can also control things like position. And we're just focusing right now on page numbers, but it's worth taking a look at documentation to see what else you can change. So we're just going to put page equals 1. At this point, we could leave it as that. And on the green one, we would have action, object 1, page equals 2. And over the pink one, we draw a transparent box and it would say action, object 1, page equals 3. But for this example, I want to show you how you can also alter the transitions between each slide. So if I just put another comma and type in transition and then put equals. For this one, when I tap on the blue, I want it to dissolve to page 1. So I'm going to just type in dissolve. Great, so you can also see that I've already created the hotspots for the other 2 circles, so we'll just have a look at what I've written there. You can see I've got action, comma, object 1, so it follows the same pattern, comma, this time page equals 2, comma, transition equals, and this time we've done a push. That means that the next slide will move in from the right. Now for the third one, we have action, object 1, page equals 3, transition equals flip. So it simply is just going to flip from one slide to the next. Like, it's the same effect as the card flip would have. Great, so that's our page created. Now what you would do is you would just create your slides. So that's the hotspot is 420 by 400. So as you can see, I've already done my slides and designed them, and the pages are already 420 by 400. So I've just got these 3 here. So now we just need to export our files. And if I just go to my desktop, create a new folder, 10-article 1. And I'm going to save this as L for landscape, page 1, layer 1. And that's page number 1. And now I'm just going to export my slides. So we put them in this Article 1 folder, we create a new folder, and we call it Object 1 because that's what we named our hotspot. And the slides that are going in there, we name them S1-1. So we export pages 2 to 4 all together. And that's Action Hotspots.